Good morning. Welcome to Winnipeg. Cloudy Winnipeg. 11.5 Celsius right now. Our heat wave is over for a couple of days. Yeah, the weather office says we're supposed to be getting rain. 30% chance, I think, this morning, and 100% later this afternoon. So if I'm going to be getting out for a quick scoot, I got to do it in the morning. But thinking of going to the A&W restaurant just down the street. Well, when I say down the street, it's probably about, well, if I got the lights right and didn't go through the school zone, I'd be there in about 3 minutes. Okay. Actually, there is no lights. Just stop signs. Okay, anyway, what are we going to do here? Well, we are going to try and get this piece here in place. And it's the part that I was talking about that I wasn't sure exactly how it was supposed to go. And yeah, we'll move in and we'll talk about that so you can see what's going on. Also, these pieces here, I should maybe have, I guess they'd have to be sprayed because they're just too hard to brush, stuff like that. I'll end up plugging up the grating and what have you. And the little treads on the ladders. Yeah, I think if I was to try and brush those, I might be able to do it, but I think I'm better off spraying. And I think so that they will contrast well, they have to be mounted against the sides of, yeah, one of the ladders actually mounts right here. And they go in various places against this darker number 82. So I think I'm going to probably paint the ladders and platforms and what have you, or I guess you could call them landings. I think you call that thing a landing. Yeah, I'm going to paint them the 19 so that they will contrast. They'll stick out. Otherwise, they're just going to sort of blend in. I mean, that's what's nice about these kits when they have all this really nice detail. If you can paint them in such a way so that they look believable, and yet you can still see the detail stand out against the dark background, or vice versa. That's my opinion, and I know I may not have the colors 100% correct. Okay, let's stop talking here. We are ready for Missy the dog. Okay. I haven't checked for the walkers lately, so I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, let's recompose and see if we can get this piece glued in place, and then maybe we'll deal with our ladders today. Yeah, it might be a good idea. I'm going to have to mount them on something so that I can get the angles just right. Maybe I could hold them in self-locking tweezers in such a way that I could be able to spray them, and then where the tweezer clipped on obviously would, yeah, have to paint that with a brush later. Anyway, we're doing too much thinking out loud here. Let's recompose. Okay, the last time that I tried to get these pieces together, this piece had not been glued, and I had a little bit more free play. Now we have to try and get this underneath there, like that, underneath that railing, and then this goes down and sort of fits in here like this. Now what's going to happen is that when I try to fit this in, I'm going to pry the railing off. Now it's kind of going there. I think once I get it shoved in place here, I think that's basically it. Now, what happened? Ooh, it popped out. Just let me take it out and see how this is supposed to go here. Yeah, you can see that there's a bit of a, you might call it a channel here, where this piece is supposed to lay in. It's most unusual that they have a situation like this. Usually, yeah, they would have made this whole piece differently, but I guess there's a reason why. Well, if I accidentally break the railing out, okay, I think this is about as far. No, that's not right. You can see this has to come down here. Okay, it's getting there. Okay, now when we get this down, there is no little ledge or anything to, to get these pieces so that they're at this end here, there's sort of a dog's breakfast going on. There's nothing, no positioning pegs or anything like that. This is what I was talking about, trying to tell you about before, that they've got a bit of a problem with, how do we glue this? And so I thought, well, maybe what I could do is, maybe I should be using a clamp here to hold this down. I'm going to have to recompose here. I think I'm going to put a clamp here where my fingers are holding on. And, okay, just very, very carefully here. Just let me push stop for a minute. Okay. Maybe. That's about as good as it's going to go there, isn't it? Okay, and it does appear that this piece that we just put in is back against this ledge right here. No. I would assume that this is supposed to be the same distance all the way along. In other words, it doesn't go down like this, and it doesn't go up like this. It would be the same. So I was thinking maybe what I could do is, to make sure that I've got it right, and I'll probably have to do this off camera, is I would just measure what it is here, and then adjust it accordingly down here. But I am probably going to have to do that off camera. Okay, I'm back. I was just looking at this thing a minute ago here. If if I was to take these off, I think they just slip off like this. Then I might be able to get, oh, why won't this one come off? Is it glued on there? There we go. Okay, now what I'm thinking of here is I gotta be careful where I grab this. I don't want to be grabbing it down where our railing is. Now, I just feel like I am all thumbs here today. Then this might fit a little better. Can we bring it down and get it to... See, I'm not happy with the fact that where my end of my finger is it seems to be a bit of a gap there. You know what? I think I hear thunder outside. Yeah, I see raindrops on the street. I do not think I'll be going for a bike ride today. Okay, let's stop looking out the window. See if I can angle this just a little bit differently here. Like that, maybe. There we go. That's better. Okay, that's more the way I wanted to have it. Okay, I think now if I was to put some extra thin in there and we glue this in place, then we'll worry about this end later. Okay, once again, press stop. Yeah, that's the end of the bike ride for today. Okay, I've got pretty much everything glued in place here. And as near as I can tell, I've got the distance of this part here the same down here. And this is gluing in place. Now this piece here is still loose. I'm going to have to glue that later after I can get my clamp out of the way to where I think it's supposed to go. Yeah, this part is a little bit difficult in that you don't know exactly how it's supposed to go against something else. So yeah, I think I better quit twisting it around here, because what I'm going to end up doing is breaking something. Now, I notice I'm going to have to repaint. I guess when I was putting the glue on down here, you can see where it's got a little bit heavy, and it kind of, I'm afraid if I was to take well, maybe I could just try one of Gabe's swabs here and see if I could just get that off. Oh, I made it worse, didn't I? I should have known that was going to happen. Well, I should have just let it dry smooth. You know what? Maybe I'll just rehydrate it. Let it remeld. There. When it dries, it'll be a little bit more rounded. Okay. We're going to have to wait a while until this glue dries now. And for sure, I will not be going for a bike ride. Okay, I was trying to get these photo etch pieces ready to be painted with the 19. And I was mounting them onto self-locking tweezers here, and I was noticing how incredibly delicate the connection is where the stringers of the ladder attach to the platform. It is just, I think that probably the wind, you might call it, from the airbrush could vibrate these things enough that metal fatigue will set in and they'll break off. But I don't know how I can solder them so that they're going to be it'd be nice if I could. I should have thought of that when I was set up and soldering. Yeah, it's kind of difficult to see in there, but without the macro lens, I guess. But there must be a way that I can reinforce that. You know, if I could get a nice little delicate blob of solder right where the connection already is, just sort of build it up. Hello. Hello, Missy. Oh my goodness. Did you run?
We just went to the park.
Oh, okay. Just let me readjust here. I went and I looked out the window. I thought I saw you coming. I thought, well, I'll look out the window and do the usual routine. Okay, now I imagine your little paws are probably pretty dirty, so.
They're not dirty, but they're wet.
I'm looking at my floor there. Okay, here we go. There we go. Yeah. Does that taste good? Huh? That tastes good?
So you heard the thunder?
Yeah, we actually my electricity flashed momentarily. I don't know if you noticed that. Just a little blip, just enough that the lights made a little blip, and I could hear the battery backup in the computer room click. Yeah, but now the sun is out. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
But they're predicting 100% chance of showers this afternoon, so we'll see what happens.
A little more work on the model today.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think I'll be getting out on the bike today. Unless I'm really lucky. But I was just checking the radar a while ago, and weather radars indicates that there's some sort of a disturbance down in the Dakotas, and it looks like it's sort of swirling up this way. So
yeah, there's patchy little thunderstorms flowing up over Winnipeg.
yeah. Okay.
Well, let me see. Are we on the way? Home, breakfast, money?
Yeah, we just paid our taxes. Now we gotta pay them again, right, Missy? Otherwise we get kicked out of the house. Well, that's...
Time goes fast when you're riding the motorcycle.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Bye, Missy. Yeah. Crazy weather out there. I noticed there's some dry spots on the street, though. Now they're just teasing me. That's what they're doing. Missy the dog. Missy the dog. Yeah, I thought I saw Missy coming, and I did the usual routine, went and turned on the submarine lights and looked out the window. Nobody there. And then suddenly I hear them at my door already. So I guess you might say, flubbed this Missy the dog segment up a little bit here. Well, it doesn't always have to be the same, does it? Okay, now we were going to do something with these, and afterwards I was thinking that maybe CA thick, where the connection is, just sort of build it up a little bit there, and after it's all painted, the blob of CA glue isn't going to be seen. Yeah, I'm going to just reset up and do that. Actually, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go do some editing. I don't want to get behind today. just in case there is a change in the weather and I can suddenly get out. Okay. Okay, so here's what's been happening. Besides, about 2 hours has passed. Got all my editing done. And the sun has come out. Right now the sun is shining. In fact, Phyllis is in my front yard pulling out dandelions. Yeah. Anyway, maybe I'll get out this afternoon. We'll see what's going to happen. But, okay, what I'm going by... now, I'm worried that possibly I'm not going to have the platform at the correct angle to the stairs, if you know what I mean. But what I'm going by is that I've got the angle of the top rail of the railing at this, not the one that's slumped over to the side a bit, but the one that's basically straight up and down. And when it passes, let's see, maybe I'll just stop everything here. Okay, the far railing is basically straight up and down. You can see the angle is just about right, and that's what I'm going by. But you can also see how very, very precarious, I guess you might say, the connection between the platform and the top of the stringer. So what I'm going to do here, okay, it's a good thing that I can get the dead spot. So now I may not be doing this exactly so that you can see it real well here, but I've got some CA glue thick, and I'm just going to build it up here if I can. Now don't go sticking in there. This may not work out as planned. It would actually be, maybe if I sort of come from underneath a little bit. Just want to get a blob of it built up there. Let me check the monitor. This is not working as planned. Maybe I don't have enough CA in my... I'm going to get a little bit more CA on the end of my stick here. Maybe that's too much. I'm trying to build it. Oh, there, I think I got it. Now that's kind of what I had in mind. Now, I know that looks terrible when you're looking close up, but you know, at a distance you're not going to even see that. Let's see if I can just do the other side now. I think I got some on the railing. See, I'll get one of Gabe's. First of all, I'm going to try and get a little. This is the thick, and it's not going to cure right away. There, that's a little bit better. Let me get one of Gabe's swabs here. Let's see if I can get that off of the railing. Now we're not going to see it anyway, but just the idea that it's there. Let's see if I can get that off. I think I got most of it. Now what happened to the blob of CA I had here? It's disappeared. Did it flow underneath the... It seems to have wicked itself away. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Maybe this is not working out as planned. Then I'll just get it down onto the tread. Yeah, I don't like to have to fill in the treads, but Okay, that is actually going to be not too bad. I don't know if I can get rid of some of this. Okay, now I'm going to put a little bit of curing agent on there and try and cure that before it has a chance to. Yeah, that'll be strong if it'll cure like that. Let me get my curing agent. Okay, that'll activate it. Okay, I'm going to do the other one just the same way. Yeah, I know that looks terrible when we're looking close up like this, but as I keep saying, we're not going to see it. Okay, this is far from perfect. I'd be a lot happier if I'd have been able to do the same thing with solder. But I think this will be okay as long as I don't flex it and crack the crystallized CA glue. At least it's not going to fall apart when we spray it. As far as spraying goes, we're going to have to do that tomorrow now. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll see you tomorrow. Now, very soon after I took this shot here, I did go out on my bike. Yeah, I had checked the weather and I could see from the radar that there was a storm moving in, but it was a long ways off, and I thought, this looks like there's going to be a bit of a lull here, and we've had sunshine for quite a while. Streets are dry. I'm getting out, and I did. And I headed out towards the A&W as I had planned. And as I got a little closer to it, I could see that the high school kids were still out. It was their lunch hour, and I thought, now is not a good time to be going to McDonald's or the A&W. Yeah. So I just circled around and went past it. We're going to have to go to the A&W maybe tomorrow if the weather's good. We'll see what happens. Anyway, I did get out on the bike. Yeah, surprise, surprise. First thing this morning, I didn't think I was going to be able to, but like Gomer Pyle says, surprise, surprise, surprise. Okay, enough of that.